Hi Aquarius, here's a general look at your solar chart for February 2012, and may I wish you a happy birthday. And well, this is always a powerful month for you with the sun in your sign. It's going to be there until the 19th, and this means the way should be clearer for you to make headway with your plans, or for yourself personally, be a little bit more self-indulgent, and also getting on with your personal interests and your professional ambitions. Mercury is also in your sign until mid-month, and it's likely that you're going to be mentally sharper. In fact, they probably have a lot on your mind. You'll be very alert, a bit more vigilant, a bit more on the go, a bit more fluent, and a good time for you to develop anyway communication skills, people skills, or creative self-expression. But also, because you can have this whirling mill, going on in your mind, you could get a bit scattered or nervy, or hyped up, maybe. So do what you can to just still your mind if you need to, just to touch base with your inner self. But it's likely to be a very sociable time, with more comings and goings, maybe connecting with people, or connecting ideas, or being the go-between between one lot of people and another lot of people, finding out things, gathering information, bouncing ideas off others, and finding perhaps that certain company is lucrative. Or if not financially lucrative, at least opens the door to other types of resources for you. Knowledge is power, so maybe this is about making the contacts that give you the information that you need, the piece of the puzzle that you need. Interactions of all kinds are emphasized anyway, and someone actually could take a shine to you, or you could take a shine to someone. Maybe it's a mutual taking mutual shine to each other mutually. So that could kind of boost your ego, boost your morale, or if it's on a professional sort of level, then boost your image, your credit rating, or just making more friends, expanding your social circle. And then from mid-month, it's going to be a time when there's likely to be more of mental focus, discussion or speculation around practical resources, what I've got inside, what I've got outside, how I can get rid of it, how I can get more of it, how I can move it around. Or it might be bigger things. It might be, a larger chunk of property, or money, monetary things, finances. So then your mental attention and discussions and maybe paperwork and correspondence are going to be more throwing a light on that physical, material aspect of life. It could be also about physical health things as well, actually. And that's more likely to be going on then. Venus, the planet of flow, and also of your piggy bank, or of material comforts, is actually in a very material, physical area until the 8th, which means that you can do well if you play your cards right, and even better if you know how to manifest what you want with Venus there, on a very material level of things. Venus tends to ease the flow, the sort of flowing of resources, but sometimes you can end up putting your hand in your pocket more because you're in this flow. So just be aware that the flow can be coming towards you as well. Obviously you don't want it to get out of balance, because Venus energy is very good at finding balance. So just be aware that you can, in some other way, get this flow to come towards you rather than just away from you. And you could find certain contacts are lucrative, or they open the door to useful resources for you. But this is a good time for acquiring stuff, for buying, selling, or improving quality of lines of supply, or getting a bargain or a better deal, and overall just doing better materially. And so, like I said earlier, this is your birthday month, so a very good time to go in for some retail therapy, and do other things which you'd like to do. You'd be a bit self-indulgent, do something nice for yourself, and treat yourself to whatever it is which helps boost your morale. For several months, Mars is going to be in an area of your chart which could sensitize your feelings, but you kind of keep a lid on them. You know, there's a lot going on inside of you, but you kind of keep a lid on it. There's a lot of impressions impacting you on that kind of emotional level, but you sort of keep a lid on it. So you actually, with Mars here over these many months, are shifting gears. You're maybe changing your priorities and your valuation of certain things, or you are just maturing maybe a little bit emotionally. So you're shifting gears, and you're shifting gears inwardly. But of course, that will be reflected outwardly as well. Mars has been there since November, and it's going to stay there until July. It could have you working harder, putting more physical effort into improving the financial picture, or to do with anything that you share or rely upon another for in a material sense. So it can be money, it can be property, it can be bits of kit, it can be other things that both of you have a responsibility or a joint interest in. Or they rely on you to contribute your bit, and you rely on them to provide their bit. So it can, because Mars can be feisty, it can, bring things up to the surface which are turn into a conflict. But just again, be aware of that, and be aware that you and someone can do business together, can sort of have a joint share with and it works. As long as both sides are clear about responsibilities and expectations. Also, another way it can work is it's a time when you will be throwing your energies into a joint project. You will be deciding to launch something with somebody, and signing on the dotted line with them and committing yourself. But remember, Mars is very short on patience, so don't be hasty. Always sleep on something. If it's connected with a Mars transit, and just listen to your gut and tread carefully, and don't allow a sudden mood, to get you committed to something that you're going to regret the next day. Just allow that gut knowing to shine the light on the path before you, and that might not mean being rational about it at all, or being rational about it 100%, is just allowing the intuition to come in as well and taking up sort of, being your advisor. Another way this can work is that you realize a relationship is becoming deeper or more involved, or it might be like a love relationship. It's getting more intense, more passionate. And that somebody for some reason somebody is touching you very deeply. It might be in a romantic sense, but it might not. And it might also mean that you are, because this is a gear changing energy, where Mars is, it's helping you to emotionally kind of mature and change gear. It might be that you are taking a break and a breather in a relationship. Either way, it could mean a gear change is happening in your feelings, and will be happening in your feelings over this time. Now, actually, in February and March, Mars is going retrograde, so that might mean that you feel more inward looking, or inward sensing, and introspective, and more emotionally kind of sensitive and involved over these months. But just remember that the overall intention of the Mars transit is to help you to change gears and to change your feelings and change your valuation of something that was maybe a high priority before becomes a lower one, or it can be something that was a low priority suddenly becomes a very high priority. So it can be a very sort of personal, quite secret inner process that's going on. Now, from the 19th, your stuff, their stuff, It's going to be highlighted. That can mean that you want to get your hands on more stuff, or you want to get rid of stuff, or you want to change stuff around, or change the colour, or whatever it is. Now, every month I'm speaking about the slower moving planets, but I'm not going to do that this month, because you can always go to my website and read the copy for that anyway. But I am going to mention Neptune, which has been in your sign since 1998, and this month it is leaving. And it's going to be in the next sign, Pisces, until 2025. So Neptune is many things. It's a very slippery fish. It can mean many things. It depends on how it was impacting you as it made its slow trek through your sign and which part of the sign you were born in. But idealism, charitableness, artistic interests, creative imagination, dreams, psychic development, urge to escapism sometimes, depending on, as I say, how it was impacting with aspects your natal planets, then one can know. But Neptune is often about those things, but also often about sacrificing yourself, really putting yourself out for some sort of ideal, some sort of aspiration, some sort of belief that you have. I mean, your sign is often connected to the sciences, improving the evidence of things. So it might have been to do with that. It might have been to do with some technology. It might have been to do with something completely different, like working in a very strong, powerful way within a group of like-minded others, which is also, another kind of Aquarian thing. But anyway, Neptune does tend to make one see the bigger picture, want to work for the common good, and really, not expect to get, as long as one can keep doing that, not expecting anything huge back for it in the way of ego satisfaction, then it can work very well, because it's about sort of like an inner fulfillment with Neptune. So anyway, Neptune's leaving your sign, so those sorts of sentiments will be then have this volume turned down on them, and it will be going into the next sign on the 4th of February. The new position of Neptune will prove itself as it goes through the many years it's going to be there, but basically it could mean that slowly your values will be changing, a bit like what I was talking about with a Mars, much quicker transit that's going on with Mars at the moment, and that every now and again you will feel as though you've got to sacrifice maybe ownership or possession or for the common good in some way, because you see that it has to be done, taking all sort of personal desires away from it. But it can mean many other things as well. On a mundane level, it would be wise not to overlook things to do with finances or property, and to be even more vigilant about clarifying, and getting it like on paper exactly what is what. But this is going to be over so many years. It depends on where your sun or other planets may be in Aquarius. So it's just going to be you very, very early Aquarians. I mean, literally up to the first, second degree of Aquarius rising, or in the first couple of days of Aquarius. So that would be 19th, 20th of January. 21st of January, that's going to be affected by this over this month now. And that's it for February. If you know your rising sign or your moon sign, listen to those two, see if they make any sense to you, and I'll see you the next time.